Good morning, friends and students. Today we are going to learn about leaf anatomy. So, this is the complete basic plan of a plant body. Here is the presence of leaf, root, stem, fruit, and flowers. First of all, leaf can done three special functions, that is photosynthesis, respiration, and transpiration. These are the leaves which are get modified. Then this is the general leaf structure or a typical leaf structure which possesses a complete leaf lamina called as a blade and the stalk of the leaf, that is a petiole. These are the some different type of leaf arrangement, that is the opposite leaf phyllotaxy. This is the alternate leaf phyllotaxy, and this third one, that is a whorl leaf phyllotaxy. Here is the simple leaf, this one is the compound leaf, and this is the double compound leaf. This is the most important thing in case of a leaves, that is the pattern of a venation. Means veins are the arrangement of a venation. Pinnately venation is nothing but an characteristic of a dicot. Then palmately venation, which becomes a reticulate venation in case of a dicot leaf, while the parallel and dichotomous venation is the special characteristic of a monocot leaves. These are the this one is the reticulate venation, and this is the characteristic of dicot leaf, while this is the grass leaf, which is the characteristic of a monocot leaf showing a parallel venation. And here is the anatomy of a leaf or leaves. So in case of an internal structure of a leaves, each and every part of the plant is an important. So first of all, here is the cuticle. Below that cuticle there is a presence of a upper epidermis. Cuticle is nothing but an waxy coating which can present on a upper epidermis. Sometimes it is a thin layer, sometimes it is a thick layer. Below that cuticle there is a presence of a upper epidermis. These both layer, cuticle and upper epidermis, provide the protection from herbivores, and they are cuticle also participate in the avoid of a loss of water, that is to check the extra transpiration rate. Below that upper epidermis there is a presence of a palisade parenchyma, which is also called as a palisade mesophyll cells. These cells are long, elongated, rectangular in shape, and that's why they are compactly arranged. These cells are having higher number of chloroplasts within it, and actually that chloroplasts are participate in the photosynthesis for the development of a organic food material. While below that palisade mesophyll cells there is a presence of spongy mesophyll cells. These cells are irregular in shape and they are loosely arranged, and that's why there is a development of air spaces. These spongy mesophyll cells has possessed few amount of chloroplast, and in this layer there is a presence of a veins. These veins are nothing but an vascular cylinder, vascular bundle or steel, and this is composed of a xylem and phloem, and xylem and phloem are enclosed within or surrounded by the bundle sheath cells, which are protective in layer, and they are made up of by the sclerenchyma cells. So these cells are giving mechanical support to the inner xylem and phloem and protecting them also. Below that spongy mesophyll, there is a presence of a lower epidermis. This lower epidermis also interrupted by the stomata. That stomata is nothing but an small opening which is built by the two guard cells. Then this is the structure of a leaf which showing a cuticle. Below that cuticle, this is the long elongated horizontally arranged epidermis, and below that epidermis there is a long elongated but vertically elongated rectangular cells are the palisade parenchyma or palisade mesophyll cells, and this one is the spongy layer which have loosely arranged irregular in shape, that is a spongy mesophills, and this one is the lower epidermis which shows interrupted stomata, and stomata are participate in the transpiration. Cuticle can prevent the water loss, and palisade parenchyma or mesophyll cells are participate in a photosynthesis. This cuticle is the outermost layer of the both upper and lower surface of the leaf. It is a clear and waxy coating which can prevent the water loss. Below that there is a epidermis which is a layer of cells, one cell in thickness, that provide protection for the inner tissues. These cells are clear to allow light to reach the photosynthetic tissues. Then in between both epidermis there is a presence of mesophyll. So the palisade cells are tightly packed filled with chloroplast for the photosynthesis, while spongy cells are irregular in shape, have large air spaces, and they are having few amount of chlorophyll. On the lower epidermis there is a presence of stomata, that is the opening in the surface of the leaf and stem for the gaseous exchange, as like a CO2, atmospheric CO2 is taken up by the leaf for the photosynthesis, while the byproduct O2 can be liberated through this stomata. This stomata is nothing but a combination of two guard cells, which are special cells surrounding each stomata and regulate the opening and closing of stomata. Here is at the center there is a presence of a colorful vein, that is the vascular bundle, which is composed of a blue color xylem and yellow color phloem. Xylem carries the water and mineral to the upward direction, while phloem dissolve and transport food material throughout the plant body. And this xylem and phloem are surrounded by the pink color bundle sheath cells. This is the typical dicot leaf cross section, which showing the dark pink color or magenta color cuticle, which can prevent the leaf from herbivores, and also the avoid the extra water loss. Below that cuticle there is a presence of epidermis. This epidermis is single in layer, and cells are somewhat oval to squarate in shape. Sometimes they are rectangular in shape also. And below that there is a presence of this palisade parenchyma. The cells are one above each other, and they can make near about 4 to 5 layer patch. These cells are compactly arranged because they are square rectangular in shape, and that's why there is no development of air spaces. While below that there is a presence of a spongy parenchyma, which is irregular in shape, loosely arranged, and that's why there is a development of air spaces. As like above mentioned, here is the presence of a 3 vascular bundle, 1, 2, 3. So these vascular bundles are made up of by the bundle sheath cells. So here is the small whitish to pink color bundle sheath cells are present that can encircle the xylem, which are pink in color, and phloem, that is a green in color, while here is the stomata on the lower epidermis, and this stomata is developed by the guard cell. So both each and everything is mentioned within this cross section. Then come towards the monocot leaf. This is the monocot, a typical monocot leaf which having a cuticle, then epidermis. The epidermal cells also becomes larger in shape and size, and that cells are called as a bulbiform cells, which can give the protection and mechanical support to the grass leaf. Below that there is a presence of a mesophyll cells. That mesophyll cells are spongy mesophyll cells, and inside that inner to that mesophyll cell there is a presence of a vascular bundle. At the center there is a presence of a midvein or main midrib. So here is the main midrib, which are having a sclerenchymatous thickening on both surface, on a upper epidermis and lower epidermis. Then below that sclerenchymatous patches there is a presence of a phloem on upper epidermal layer, while the xylems are present towards the lower epidermal layer. So these large circular two xylems called as a metaxylem, and in between two metaxylem there is a presence of a small xylem cavity. So that is the characteristic of a monocot leaf. A monocot leaf or the monocot vascular bundle. Then here is the small veinlets of a main midrib, and here is the presence of a stomata, which are made up of by the two guard cells. Here is the two most important functions of the leaf, that is photosynthesis, respiration and transpiration. This is the way of transpiration. These are the guard cell, these are the stomatas, how they are working with each other. This is all about the stomata. These are the guard cells. This is the relationship between water loss and CO2 gain. This is the water status of plant. This is are not in concern with your syllabus, but for further information I have mentioned over here. So this is the C3 and C4 leaf structures. This is the C4 carbon leaf. These are the modified leaf in case of a cactus. These are the modified leaves in case of a conifer. And this is the first leaves, that is a cotyledonary leaf. This is the modification of a leaf into a tendril. These are the specialized leaf, that in case of insectivorous plants. This is the specialized leaf in case of insectivorous plants. Thank you for listening.